Nobel-winning scientist agrees with Trump that lockdowns were totally stupid. No matter how bad the economy gets from this point on, we should never forget the fact that there was one elected leader with enough common sense and love for America that he wanted to end the lockdowns on April 8, 2020. That was President Donald John Trump. Everyone else in power was terrified because too many experts with their heads up their own nadlers were predicting that we were all going to die. The American people are with President Trump on this one. We want our economy reopened, our lives and freedoms restored, and our toilet paper shelves at the stores restocked. And we have all of the science on our side now that the time for crazy predictions is over. Michael Levitt is the professor who won the 2013 Nobel Prize for Chemistry. He teaches structural biology at Stanford School of Medicine. He won the 2013 award for the development of multi-scale models for complex chemical systems. And Levitt says that lockdowns were an ineffective and pointless overreaction to this public health emergency. Professor Levitt has been tracking how the Chinese coronavirus, from China, spreads in countries since January. Unlike most of the doofus scientists who predicted that this outbreak would have killed 11 million Americans by now, even with social distancing and economic lockdowns in place, Levitt's predictions have been extremely accurate. Which is probably why none of us have ever heard of him before today. Levitt has noticed that no matter what governments do in response to the Chinese virus, it behaves virtually the same in every location. Now that we have months of observation and actual data, the same predictable pattern is present in nearly every circumstance. This quote comes from some website called Unheard, which interviewed Professor Levitt, after around a 2-week exponential growth of cases, and, subsequently, deaths. Some kind of break kicks in, and growth starts slowing down. The curve quickly becomes sub-exponential. Translated into plain English, that means that no amount of government intervention has changed the way that this virus spreads through nations or communities. It acts virtually the same whether a nation chooses to do nothing but mild social distancing, such as Sweden or South Dakota, or whether government authorities come and weld the doors to your apartment building shut and leave you inside to starve to death, as the benevolent communist Chinese rulers did to their subjects. The curve has flattened itself in every nation where the virus has spread, including in countries where dumb and superstitious people lick religious shrines to prove that they are invulnerable to the virus. It spreads a bit more in some places. For example, crowded third-world Democrat-run cities where millions of workers are forced to jam into crowded subway cars that are filled with garbage and hobo splatters. Looking at you, New York City. Those unfortunate souls appear to get a larger viral dose and tend to get sicker. In other places, it's not so bad, because the virus seems to spread like wildfire and most people don't develop symptoms. In one meatpacking plant that has been shut down so far, 370 workers tested positive for the virus. 0 of them had symptoms. Now that we can pause and take a deep breath and spend some time thinking about all of this with real data, Professor Levitt's observations make a lot of sense. All of the early Chinese virus models predicted exponential growth of the virus until everyone gets sick and many millions die. But no virus has ever grown exponentially. All virus outbreaks